Welcome to Europa Universalis IV. Yes, my friends, here we are, into a game that I'm sinking my teeth into wholeheartedly. In the history of these, I've played number 1, number 2, and I didn't really get to play number 3. So here we go, into number 4, as you can see. By my saves here, I am playing England. Yes, good old Blighty. What ho and toodle pip, chaps. Here we go. Oh, zooming into mainland Europe, where we find God's own country. There we are, Yorkshire, the capital. Nope, sorry. London's the capital. As much as I'd want Yorkshire to be the capital of England, I'm afraid it's London. London comes with its own trade node. Oh, not over Oxford. London comes with its own trade node, as you can see, ships coming in and out. Going to Antwerp. I had an idea about Antwerp, but it didn't really pay off and actually hindered me later in the game. Soon learnt that lesson. As you can see, the trade nodes come down here, where I am left with but 2 places. Big bad Castile and Portugal and Granada. A bit of Portugal, and Aragon, a bit of Provence, Lyon, Rouge, Armagnac, and some other lovely French provinces. Burgundy, again, come into play. At the moment, I am at war with France. I am improving relations with Ireland, Munster, Portugal, the Papal States, because I'm Catholic at this period of time, Savoy, and Grail, anything that isn't France basically, allied with Portugal. Reconquest, Corsa Belli, an act to fight with Armagnac and some Burgundian places. Can't remember which Burgundian places. I didn't poke 2 bears at once. Just wanted to poke one main bear. That being France. So I'm going to skip on a few because I don't think anything greatly interesting. So this is the initial start. I had ships in London, sailed them around here, and did a successful retreat and gathered 9,000 units out of these 2 provinces, which were being besieged and soon fell to France. Never mind, we'll remember that, France. You should be punished for it. So all these saves are major, minor ones, some are yearly, as I kind of did and planned the initial start. Slow and steady. England has one of the worst leaders in Henry the VII of Lancaster. A mighty 0 in admin, a mighty 0 in diplomacy, and 0 in military. The guy couldn't even wipe his own arse. He stayed my king for a good while. Should have put him in an army and got him killed. So, you can see we've reconquested back into France, plus gained more territory. Being these Picard to join up Calais. Don't want to leave Port Calais alone. I'll zoom out in case we miss anything. Island forms. I'm an ally with Ireland. Didn't want them sneaking up on me. Brittany expands. Not much there. I think the next my mage battle is down here to take Brent, Armagnac. I think I take. No, I annex Nirvana in the end. France tries to complete, does a good job of wiping out Provence and everyone, which I didn't kind of like. Austria through the Empire, NRE, no, HRE, Holy Roman Empire, sorry, got there in the end, grabs basically most of modern day Netherlands, Antwerp and whatnots to gain trade power for the HRE. Didn't want anything to do with Central Europe. There I just conquer Ireland, just wanted to fight, and I end up coring all of those provinces to me. Spain is basically trying to consolidate most of mainland Spain. The rise of Champagne, I believe. No, Trier, sorry, Central European loss, I believe. Where is Trier? Or is that the rise of Trier? Oh no, there's Trier. There. Comes into France. Brittany decides to expand. The Dauphinois comes back, or doesn't get completely captured. Yeah. And I actually went into France, captured those, and then turned them back into their respected countries of France, basically crippling France again, resetting it and capturing these two. This is my vassalization of Scotland, which occurs, and then I annex it for an easy deal with the Scots. As again, this is pretty much France dying, what with me reforming Toulouse and the Dauphinois. Austria comes in after getting kicked out. Tumult rises, I give them a lot of aid. Basically, Champagne takes Ile-de-France. Yeah, there's Scotland annexed, or probably vassalised at this point. No, it's annexed. Yes, Ile-de-France, Paris gets taken over by Champagne. I've cut through to cut Brittany, to basically shove them over. An aggressive expanse to get the ports and a lot of the decent stuff that France is made up of. I also got two colonies off France as well here, and I've started to make headland in the Bermudas. I wanted to keep an eye on what Portugal was doing there, but the main aspect was to form the colonies in North America, taking basically my trade straight across to Bordeaux and then shoving it up into England, because I own the Chesapeake Bay trading power, Chesapeake Bay. That was my main goal there, was to get that port. As you can see, that line yes, that line goes to the south of France, that line goes to England, Maine, this line takes it up and over. See, as you can see, here are the 3 lines coming in to my trade power here. But I was actually funneling it all straight to England. It can come through the north, but again I have that trade funneling it into England anyway. So trade dominance, north corridor completely all mine. That was the main conquest, not to let France become, and as you can see there is no more France. And the prize above all, Paris. Very valuable province to own. If you're going to take France out, that's your goal. Your main other goal is the buffer here. I've really messed up with Spain. I should have been more aggressive with them. It bites me in the ass. They get very, very, very powerful. And as you can see, they'll own all of this and even get something on the east coast. Spain and Portugal are allies, and that really messed me up. But they have to be because, well, yeah. So I become Great Britain and turn Protestant. Bad move. So I go through a few years of being Protestant and end up being Catholic again. As you can see, I've had a small war in Mali. I use Mali as my kicking post for my armies, just to gain prestige and honour and some hard gold, and basically trying to grab as much of North America shoreline as possible. Portugal tried to attack these for a free county, a free province, and it just kept failing terribly. Yeah, Spain landed. I don't know how Spain got there. Really don't. I just can't figure out how they managed to do that. As you can see, Spain is just ridiculously powerful. Already grabbing down here. Portugal is basically sewn the Caribbean up. Doesn't let Spain come through here. So I think Spain must have just travelled. Let's have a look. Not much else there. Yeah, see, look, Spain. Terrors. And my last save. Just to round this up for Europa Universalis IV. So, there's Great Britain. Spain even expanded another one in there. Did look at taking Spain and Portugal on, but since they're the first and second power and I'm only the fourth,